everybody. Today I will be interviewing my grandmother, Miss Jeanette Sylvester, about food in the city of New Orleans. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Pretty good. That's
today.
good to hear.
Yes.
So I just want to talk to you. I have a few questions about, food in the city of New Orleans and, what you like about it. Okay, so just starting off first to get to know a little bit more about you. What part of the city did you grow up in?
Grew up in the 7th Ward, born and raised in the 7th Ward, and lived in New Orleans all of my life. You want my age? I'm 83 years old, and I have 5, 6, 7 grandchildren and 1 great. And he's adorable. I love him so much. I cannot express words the way I feel about being a great grandmother and being able to do the things that I do at this age. I'm very happy to be a part of this family. I love them all so much, and they love me. And we just do a lot of things together. We celebrate birthdays, Christmas, Easter. We even have an Easter egg hunt. And we don't want anyone else outside of the family to come. When they come, we're trying to find a way to get them out or get them to come back later so they don't have a chance to win any of the prizes that we have. My son, he makes up all the prizes, and it's always money. And luckily, I win a lot of times. I win big money. I'll be tussling and fighting with my grandchildren, especially one. I have to really get down to beat him. But most of the time, I come out to win. Every now and then, somebody else wins, but I win most of the time.
Also, I would like to know is, were there any good restaurants in the 7th Ward?
I'll just say Shearon Roberts. Well, those are the ones we really went to. I couldn't afford to go to too many restaurants because I was raising my children mostly by myself. So whenever we got an extra dollar, or when there was graduation or something that they were in that was really important to them and me, we would go there, share the lane most of the time, and I would treat them to whatever they wanted to eat at that particular time. We didn't go out too much. We had to do our things at home. Like I said, we celebrated all our birthdays. That started from with me and my children celebrating our birthdays. We always found a way to get a cake and have a little food at our birthday celebrations. Now it's gotten so much bigger with all the rest of them, and now they really go all out. They have all kinds of food, snacks, cakes. Some of them lets me bake their cakes. Some of them buy their cakes already made. They like cookie cake. I'm not a fan of cookie cake. I bake the cakes, and I always bring some homemade cupcakes. We called them muffins in our time, but now their fancy name is cupcakes, but they all love them. So I make a variety of them, and they're going from the cake to the cupcakes, the birthday cake to the cupcakes.
Really nice. And I would also like to know, was there a favorite dish that you had?
Chicken and jambalaya. We all, I think, love jambalaya made with shrimps and hot sausages and ham most of the time. That was really good. Shearon could really cook that. And stuffed bell peppers, they were good too. They were almost like homemade, so we really enjoyed that at the restaurant. And my children, they did too. And sometimes, even being out and away from home, they would order hamburgers. They wanted a hamburger. So I said, well, go ahead. It's your time, your celebration, so get whatever it is that you want. And I don't know if I mentioned, but we were celebrating good grades on report cards because they always brought good grades home. So that was one of our celebrations and one of our times to go to the restaurant to enjoy ourselves and eat.
Have you ever tried cooking jambalaya before?
All the time. And I'm trying to pass it on to my other children now because I am 83 years old. But the jambalaya and the gumbo, oh my goodness, we make a tub of gumbo at Christmas time. And we don't know where in the world it goes, but it goes. Everybody eats 2 and 3 bowls. Some of them try to outdo the others and eat 4 and 5. And they don't have room for the other food. But gumbo, I've learned to make gumbos, the stuffed crabs. We make bell peppers ourselves. We make cornbread dressing. We make the macaroni, baked macaroni, potato salad, candy yams. All the cakes. Sometimes we have about 7 or 8 cakes just among us. Even if the larger crowd doesn't show up, we have all of this among ourselves. When a crowd comes, then we share it with them.
And do you see a future in New Orleans cooking?
Yes, I do, because we tasted a lot of foods at the restaurants. More old restaurants are open now, and yes, their gumbos is pretty good. The jambalaya, the stuffed crab, the bell peppers, and red beans and rice. They really made the improvement on their red beans and rice. So I think there is a future for you to go and find a good restaurant with good food, like we in the habit of eating.
Finally, do you think that the New Orleans food tradition continues in your family today?
Yes. I'm gonna make sure that that I pass down all my recipes to them. I've already started with a bunch of them already. They're in the habit of helping me with the cakes and the gumbo. Like I said, we make a tub of gumbo and divide. We eat as much as we can on Christmas Day, and then we divide and take the rest home if there's any left. And I want them to be able to make everything that I learned how to make. I learned from my mother, and then again taught myself too, because I went and I looked at her, and then some things I wanted to change, I changed, and I guess they'll do the same with my recipes, but they're gonna stick to basics. They're gonna do most of the things the way I do it. And red beans and rice, they love them. One of them in particular wasn't crazy about red beans. Now I can get him to eat red beans. That's my grandson, Corbin. He loves my red beans now. In fact, they all do, and Leland can't get enough of the red beans. And he just goes back and bought, I don't know how many times I lost track.
All right, that's it. Thank you so much.